Hi, my name is Lydia and I work for Autism Understanding, which is a clinical psychology practice specialising in autism and developmental disabilities. Today I just wanted to talk about some of the things that I have on my coffee table, perhaps to help teachers, school counsellors and other psychologists who work with kids with autism. So these are some of the things that I like to have available to help kids feel comfortable in the room, and also it gives me a lot of information about the sorts of things they're interested in, how long they'll play with one thing at a time, and whether they want to share their enjoyment of that toy with someone else, either me or with mum, and perhaps whether they keep coming back to that same toy over and over again. Some of these things I have more than one of, so that I can try and play along with them and see if they're interested in doing that or whether they'd rather play by themselves. So there's quite a few reasons why I have these toys. So this is an example of a sensory toy. So it's got lots of little touchy-feely things. I did actually check it out quite. I sort of tested it when I was buying it. This one I got from Socrates, which is a kids' toy shop, and I purposely pulled on it quite hard to check that it wasn't going to come apart, because sometimes if you get things from cheap shops, sometimes they don't last very long, and the kids who come to see me really put these toys through their paces, so I'm happy to pay a little bit more to get something that's a bit safer, that's not going to have pieces that fall off and get swallowed. So there's these sorts of touchy-feely things that I'll often have on my coffee table. Another one that I have here, this is a little squishy face. It's amazing to touch. So he's got a little, he's got eyes and a nose and some hair. Now again, I pulled on the hair just to make sure that it wasn't going to come off, and purposely picked one that was well sewn in. But kids can make him into all different shapes, squish him and different things. And he actually gives his, I don't know what he's made of, but he feels great. This is another thing that I often have on my coffee table, and a lot of kids will be mesmerised by this. If I hold it up, then you can see the little drips coming down. So you can use this as a timer if you want. I tend to use it just as a calming thing for kids to watch, and then they can turn it over when they feel like it and get it to go again. This one is a kaleidoscope. So it has little beads inside, and when you look through you can see different patterns forming, and I find that it's a good one for checking whether kids have good idea of personal space or not, because what they'll do often is, if I show them how to use it, they'll have a look in there and find it really interesting, and then they'll want to show mum or me, and sometimes they'll put it right up into my eye and be pressing it into my eye. So that's an indication that they don't understand about personal space. Typically developing kids will hand it to you and then let you put it up to your eye, whereas kids with autism will often put it right up to your eye because they want to show you. And lastly, this is another one that's another sensory toy. It actually lights up and it's a fan, and it's not harmful. It's only made of foam, these pieces, and so I find it's a nice safe thing, that because the kids will want to touch the blades and touch the light up part as well. So it actually lights up in different ways. It does different patterns and things like that. So I actually have two of these so that I can play with the kids and see if they're looking at me as well as looking at the planes. So the kids will do the plane noises, feel the fan against their face, and enjoy the lighting up and that kind of thing. So that one ticks a lot of boxes for me. Also, I get the inquisitive kids who will actually take it apart and find that there's a lollipop in there, so then I'll ask them to put it back on. But that also shows me, like, some kids are just into figuring out how things work and that kind of thing. So you have to be prepared for kids to take things apart in your office. So yeah, be careful with that as well. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.